Hi guys, I've been drinking matcha every day for 365 days, maybe a little bit more than that. It has leveled up my life in so many ways, and I figured that it's about time I tell you guys everything I know about matcha and why you guys should try it too. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I make my daily matcha. I'm also going to tell you guys about the pros, cons, long-term, short-term benefits. But first things first, let's go over matcha, the different grades, brands, and how you can tell good quality matcha. There are two different grades of matcha, culinary grade and ceremonial grade. Culinary grade matcha comes from the lower part of the tea plant, and culinary grade matcha you can tell by its color. It's a little bit more dull, it's a little bit less vibrant and more coarse in texture, and it's a lot cheaper than ceremonial grade matcha. Ceremonial grade, on the other hand, is picked from the younger virgin tea leaves that are on the upper part of the plant. The younger leaves are softer, sweeter, there's also less of them, which is one reason why ceremonial grade matcha is so expensive. So the very best matcha, the pinnacle of ceremonial matchas, is picked by hand once a year, typically in May. Roughly 6 weeks before harvest, these matcha plants are covered, and by the time harvest rolls around, the highest grades of matcha are pretty much harvested in like pitch black, like complete darkness. And because of this decreased light and photosynthesis, these tea plants will crank out more chlorophyll and amino acids, and the tea leaves will be nice and delicate and sweet. So after harvest, during production, the tea leaves are first steamed to preserve the color and nutrients. Once the leaves are dried, they're sorted out for grading, and then the tea leaves are destemmed and deveined and stored in the refrigerator until they are ready to be ground. The tea leaves are ground with large granite wheels, and they're ground very slowly for a very long amount of time, and the reason why they do it very slowly is because they don't want too much heat to build up on the tea leaves, and they will grind these tea leaves until they turn into a very fine powder. And from there, the ground tea is vacuum packed and refrigerated and kept in a cool location until it's ready to ship. These are all the matchas that I have gone through in this year. There's actually another one, but let's quickly talk about flavor profiles that you will get from matcha. So robust bitterness and astringency generally come from culinary grade matcha. There can be bitterness and astringency in ceremonial matchas, but usually it's very well balanced with the sweetness and umami notes. Any mellow tasting matchas are usually also ceremonial grade. So in a great ceremonial matcha, what you're really looking for is that vivid, vibrant, bright green. You could be looking for floral notes, something that's light and refreshing to taste. And the really good ceremonial matchas are the ones that are rich in umami, they're full-bodied in flavor, and they have a very good balance of sweetness, creaminess, and astringency. There are two main ways that I've seen for people making matcha, and that is the traditional whisk method and the electric handheld method. In traditional matcha making, what you're really looking for is that little like bubbles or froth, like that first layer on the top. And what I found is like the only real way you can achieve that is from the handheld electric frother or the matcha whisk. So we're gonna talk about the different matcha brands that I've tried so far, and I'm gonna start with my two least favorite ones, which are these two. This is one that I just found at a local grocery store when I was first starting out on my matcha journey. Clearly this is a culinary grade matcha. It doesn't say ceremonial grade anywhere. It also doesn't say culinary grade anywhere, and it's very astringent, very bitter. The second least favorite one is this one from Sato En, and I've made a short about it, so if you guys have seen that one. This one comes labeled as premium matcha, and on the Amazon listing they said ceremonial grade, and these two are both just very bitter, very astringent. They're clearly culinary grade. Like, I'm only going to be using these for baking and cooking from now on. In terms of matcha that was like kind of mid, I would probably say Encha and this one from Ocha & Co. were both okay. Like, I like them for like day-to-day matcha. They're pretty good. I would say there's nothing too special about them. The Ocha & Co. is a very good deal on Amazon, and then the Encha one is a little bit more pricey, but I really like this one as well. This one has a really vibrant color, and it's also like very fine, so I would say it's a lot easier to whisk. So these two for, you know, good value matcha. I also have this one, which is from a store in Japan. One of my friends picked it up for me when he went on his Japan trip. This one is actually pretty good too. It doesn't taste super bitter. It's umami, it's a little bit creamy, it's a little bit sweet. I hesitate to recommend to you guys just because like it's hard to get outside of Japan unless you pay for like insane shipping. But this one was not bad, pretty good. And then there's this one, which is my favorite one right now. now I've gone through 3 bags and these are 100 grams per bag, which is like a lot of matcha. But yeah, this one is the Kimikura's Kagoshima ceremonial grade matcha. You can buy it on Amazon. You can also buy it directly on their website. I bought it directly on their website. They ship it from Japan. They are super good with customer service. The price is also good. The matcha is rich with umami notes. It's sweet. It's finely milled. It's great, vibrant green color. Like I like everything about this matcha, and it's not a crazy expensive matcha either. So it's one of my daily go-tos. And then lastly, the Ippodo matcha. This one is just so luxurious and delicious. It's rich in umami. It's creamy. It's sweet. It's everything you're looking for in a matcha. It's very, very, very finely milled matcha powder, and it's beautiful. It's just so good. It's very light, very refreshing, but it's like so creamy and so heavy bodied at the same time. It's hard to explain. But yeah, the Ippodo tea, they have a full range of different ceremonial matchas that I highly recommend if you're going to gift it to someone. Like I got this one as a gift, which I really appreciated. And for me, like I love to make my matchas with manuka honey as well as oat milk. Like the base price of these matchas is already so expensive from the matcha alone that like whatever layers that you add onto it can make it more. So just be cognizant of the price. So now I'm going to show you guys how I normally make my matcha lattes. This one is the Kimikura Kagoshima matcha. Take a small spoon like this, and I do like, ooh, I do like this much, which is like not the full spoon, like half spoon. There's a period when I was doing full spoon and the amount of caffeine was just like destroying me. So I do like about half a spoon. You guys can see the color of this matcha is just so vibrant and beautiful. And what I do next is I just pour in hot water, and you have to make sure that it's not too hot. So I boil water and then I add cold water or like room temperature water to it to cool it down a little bit. And the reason for that is because you don't want to burn the matcha. The matcha is very delicate. About that much water. The amount of water that you put into your matcha lattes kind of depend on you, because the rest of it is going to be milk, so it depends on like how thin or how creamy you're looking for your matcha latte to be. The handheld milk frother electric mixer. So I just put it in and I just let her go, and usually I'll just eyeball it, so it usually takes about 30 seconds. But you can just mix until you feel like there aren't any more clumps. And I recommend mixing this without the milk first, because the milk will get frothy if you add it before. So now I have a generally unclumpy matcha, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add sweetener to it. And this is manuka honey from Wetherspoon, and I got this from my friends as a Christmas gift, so I'm super happy. And I usually do about half a spoon of manuka honey, and then I mix it in. So I'll mix it up with a spoon, and then I come in with milk. I like to use plant-based milk. I love using oat milk because I feel like oat milk just works the best with matcha lattes. However, I don't have any right now, so I only have almond milk, and so I'm gonna add in some unsweetened almond milk. And there you have a beautiful matcha latte. Okay, so now let's talk about matcha's short-term and long-term benefits that I saw in drinking matcha every single day for a whole year. So let's talk about short-term benefits. The first one is definitely increased energy levels, and I would say it's a lot smoother than coffee. And so something about matcha is that it just really eases you with the caffeine intake. And lastly, I would say taste, because I just enjoy the taste of matcha. I think it tastes so good. And so now we can just hop into the long-term benefits. The first one is skin and hair. I don't know if you guys can notice or not, but I just feel like my skin and my hair is so healthy right now. It's been this way for pretty much the whole duration of when I was drinking matcha. Like, yeah, I do still break out, and yeah, I do still get split ends and stuff like that. It could be because of age, like I'm not a teenager anymore, or it could be because of other outliers like my skincare that I'm using. And if you do have acne and you want to A/B test it, you know, switching over from coffee to matcha, I would say, hey, give it a try, give it a week, give it a month, and just see if it works for you or not. The second long-term benefit is that matcha is very high and very rich in antioxidants, and these antioxidants help combat stress as well as reduce the risk of chronic diseases. And I would say that in this year I've had a pretty stressful year in terms of the things that are happening in my life, but I would say that my mind has been pretty, I don't want to say stress-free, but like I've been pretty good at combating stress. And I don't want to just say that it was because of the matcha, but I would definitely say that matcha matcha has been helpful. Matcha is something that I look forward to making every morning and drinking every morning. If you live a very stressful life, or if you live a life where you're not that excited to wake up the next morning, maybe having that morning treat is something that will be really helpful for you, whether that's matcha or something else. I know it's coffee for a lot of people, but you can give matcha a try. The other one is very similar to increased energy levels in the sense that I feel like matcha is a mood enhancer. And I say mood enhancer for two reasons. One, because I'm so excited to drink matcha every morning, and two, because I feel like the caffeine makes me have more improved concentrations. So I'm more focused when I'm doing work or having conversations and just being a lot more intentional in my day-to-day. Another benefit of matcha is that it supports cardiovascular health, and studies have shown that regular consumption of matcha can contribute to lower risk of heart diseases, and it does so by reducing bad LDL cholesterol levels in your body. Another long-term benefit is just detoxification. So matcha, very similar to coffee, can help people in going to the bathroom in the morning. Also, matcha is rich in chlorophyll, which is the green pigment in the matcha. Chlorophyll has been linked to aiding the body in detoxifying and flushing out heavy metals and chemicals. Another long-term benefit is that matcha is very nutrient dense. It has a very concentrated source of vitamins and minerals like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, as well as potassium, calcium, and iron. And so if you guys are lacking in any of those nutrients, matcha can be a great source of those. And lastly, studies have shown that matcha is linked to supporting brain health. Apparently, the combination of L-theanine and caffeine in the matcha enhances cognitive function, memory, and concentration, and can also have neuroprotective properties. And so there's two myths that I've noticed about matcha, and the first one is that it boosts metabolism. I don't particularly think that it boosts metabolism, at least I didn't see that for myself. If anything, matcha was actually a negative in terms of my weight, because I went from drinking water in the morning to drinking matcha, and matcha for me, I add sweetener and I also add plant-based milk, and those are just added calories from water, 0 calories, 0 sugar. If you're replacing something that's even more calorically dense or has more sugar in it with matcha, then I can see where there can be benefits. But for me, I went from water to matcha, and so it hasn't been that beneficial for me in that sense. And secondly, people have said that matcha is linked to improving oral health, and I have a 1 year of oil pulling video, and I still oil pull every single day. And so that's what I think is linked to my good oral health. So I would say I don't really see any differences in terms of matcha giving me better teeth. And then I also have 3 quick warnings about matcha. The first one is excessive consumption can lead to things like diarrhea, insomnia, digestive issues, increased heart rate, and moderation is key when incorporating matcha into your daily routine. The second one is not to drink matcha with cow's milk. Apparently there has been studies that have shown that drinking matcha with cow's milk will reduce the absorption of key ingredients. And the third warning, which is please be mindful about the amount of sugar that you're adding to your matcha. Here are some things that I don't like about matcha. One is how expensive it is. Second one is how difficult it can be to dissolve in water sometimes if you don't have the proper equipment. And the third is the lack of information that's out there on the different grades and brands. But yeah, I generally have a very good impression of matcha and I really enjoy it. Try making matcha at home if you guys are coffee drinkers. Maybe you guys can try matcha, switching to matcha for a week or a couple days just to see how you like it. And if you guys have any issues with concentration or heart health, or you guys are lacking in, those key nutrients and vitamins that I mentioned earlier, matcha can be great as a supplement. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!